The Instax Mini 70. This camera came out in 2015. So nearly 10 years later, is this thing still worth picking up in the year 2024? Well, let's find out. Let's get into it.
You know the type of guy that was a jock in high school but ended up becoming a huge nerd? You know, someone that's not afraid to make a fool of themselves on the internet. And someone that likes to shoot polaroid a little too much. Did I say huge nerd? You know, just an ordinary, everyday guy. Well, that's me. I'm just another Chris.
The Instax Mini format is the most popular instant photography film format to shoot. It is what's probably keeping instant photography alive. I know that's crazy, might be a hot take, but if you look at the sales, you probably agree. There's a wide variety of Instax mini cameras out there to choose from. Maybe this is where you're just trying to find which one's best for you. Well, let's talk about the Instax Mini 70, which I'm very excited to try out. And this comes courtesy of Dave Knott from the Knott Top YouTube channel. He popped this over for me to check out, and I gotta say, this thing's actually pretty sweet. Not only does it come in a variety of fun colors, look how small it is. This is probably the smallest Instax mini camera you could buy. Outside of maybe the Instax Evo, but that's a digital camera. It doesn't need to operate the same way, but this thing is really, really cool. So let's dive into some of the features that it has. I think this box is supposed to come with some type of cover sleeve. I don't know, but it seems kind of plain, but I digress. Starting off with the batteries, which the batteries that it uses to power the camera is CR2 batteries. Now it's a plus and a minus. The minus is the fact that those batteries are a little less common and also more expensive. Amazon actually has the best deal on the batteries. I'll leave some links down below, but be warned, you'll be paying quite a bit for just a couple of the batteries. If you buy them locally, I believe they're like $8 a piece. It's kind of crazy. But the plus side to it is they're small and they tend to last a lot longer, so there is a little bit of a trade-off there. And it's probably why they're able to make this camera so small is because of the battery size. So I'm not a big fan of the CR2 batteries, but in this case, it's working for it. It's got a 60mm lens, which is interesting. Just note, when you're looking through the viewfinder, get a little closer because you frame things up in here, and when you take the picture, it's gonna come out a little wider than what you framed up. But I wasn't complaining for this particular shot because I was just framing the car and I ended up getting some of the house, and it came out a lot better than I intended it to. It has a digital LCD screen on the back to show your settings and your frame count. It's got macro mode, which I've never used in Instax Mini because I have no way to know the framing. It's got landscape mode, so basically anything like beyond 4 feet to infinity. It's got flash, and it has high key, which allows the shutter to stay open a little bit longer. Technically, I believe in these cameras though, it actually just uses a wider aperture. I'm not 100% sure on how this particular camera functions in that way. I know the other Instax mini cameras, such as the Mini 9, that's what their high key feature is. It's just a wider aperture. The shutters just fixed at regular speed. But this camera, I'm not 100% sure. I didn't find any literature or any sort of information on how that works. It could be, but I have a feeling it's just a wider aperture, allows a lot more light in. So if you're indoors, it can come in handy. Now there is one extra function in this. If you go over to your flash and then you press it again, it will flash. the flash icon will flash more specifically. And that is what's called low, what are they calling that? They call it soft light. And soft light is a unique feature. If you've ever taken Instax photos indoors, maybe at a party, and you fire the flash, the person is just gonna sometimes turn out like a ghost, super, super bright. Well, with soft light, it actually fires a lower flash intensity, so it's softer. So it preserves a lot of the skin tones and makes the picture a little bit more pleasing. Just depends on your scenario. Sometimes it can just darken the image a little bit, but it does have a little extra flash control that is not on any other Instax Mini camera that I know of. So if you know of one, let me know in the comments below. There's only cameras I've seen out there that are able to turn the flash off or on or auto flash. Usually when you're outside, it won't fire. So this is really, really cool. Oh, and you can turn the flash off just by not turning it on. I think it defaults to auto mode. So just keep an eye on that. But it also has a self timer. Now, not only does it have that self timer, it also has something I've never seen in an Instax camera before. And that is continuous self-timer photo mode. Hang on, what do they call that? Continuous photo self-timer. That's what they call it. You can take multiple photos on the self-timer. So if you're in a group shot, you can set it to the little 2 marker and it will take 2 photos. That's pretty cool. I've never seen that before. And then it has a dedicated button on the back for selfie mode. And it has a selfie mirror right on the front, packed full of features. Really cool. The only thing that it doesn't have is any sort of exposure compensation, which most Instax mini cameras don't have, to be honest. Not all, but most. Then on the bottom, it has a tripod mount. That's also something that you rarely see on instant photography cameras in general, but especially Instax Mini. Yeah, so that's really, really cool. That comes in handy for that self-timer mode. Continuous self-timer mode, I think that's what it's called. All around, been really fun to shoot with. It fits in my jacket pockets, mostly the best, but it fits in camera bags. You don't even know it's there. This is a nice little camera, and it comes in a variety of different colors. And the quality of the photos come out superb. Really, really nice, sharp photos, except for this Mustang. That thing was orange, and the reason I shot this was because it's an orange camera. I'm like, I'll take a picture of this orange Mustang, but it came out yellow. Wild. If you want to grab one of these, the best way to get them, unfortunately, is going to have to hunt around on aftermarket sites like eBay, Facebook Marketplace, considering these have not been made for about 10 years. But to answer the original question, should you pick this up in 2024? For me, I say so, yeah. I mean, this thing's great. This thing is pretty awesome. Maybe you have a different opinion. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Let's continue the conversation. And at the time of recording this video, I've been able to find these for like anywhere from 40 to 60 bucks. So they won't break the bank. So that's really a plus in its favor, at least for right now. I know sometimes I talk about cameras and then a month later, they're like double in price. So I'm sorry for that. Man, you should have seen camera prices in 2020 before I started this channel. I don't want to take full credit, but I definitely contributed to the increase in price of instant photography. That's a good thing. More people are getting into it. Yeah, I was finding SX70 cameras for $5. Oh, welcome into reading your comments from the previous video. Yes, and the previous video was on the Ilford 35mm black and white FP5 more specifically, and that was the first time I had shot with FP5. Let's read some comments from that video. And for the chance to have your comment read in the next video, leave some comments, questions, or concerns. Ignore all the junk right here. I'm going through some stuff to sell because I got too much of it, and making this YouTube channel expensive. You want a Boba Fett action figure? What about a Portal Atlas figure? This thing's like stupid expensive though. Remnants of a past life, if you will. First one up is, what is the best Polaroid camera with the best quality? Angry face emoji. I don't know why you're so angry. This is obviously the #1 question asked about anything on YouTube. What is the best thing? There isn't a best thing. It's what's best for you. It best fits your needs. And it's such a loaded question too, because like, what Polaroid? Do you want to go vintage? Do you want to go I-type? Do you want to get an SLR type camera? What's your budget? Are you willing to pay 50 bucks? Are you willing to pay $1,000? There's different things with different categories. But to get you going, pick up a Polaroid 1 Step 2, 1 Step Plus, or a Polaroid Now Gen 2. Stay away from the Now Plus. Or if you have the budget, get yourself an SX70. Hope that helps. Next up, so are you going to start developing at home? And if so, video about the endeavor? Question mark. Great question. I am unsure. I just started really kind of doing more 35, 120 stuff. I did it in the past, but it was super casual and it was really fun and enjoyed it. But now I'm doing it a little bit more. I'm investing in some stuff, but I need to find out if I'm passionate about this. Because it's a lot of money to invest into this endeavor. And I guess I'm unsure if I even love it. I like it, I love the process of it, but my wallet definitely doesn't. And doing instant photography alone is very, very expensive. So I don't know. I would like to at least try developing myself and do a video about it, absolutely. I just don't know if it'll happen. Because I don't know if I wanted to invest in all that just to try it once and make a video about it. I don't know. So maybe I can collaborate with somebody in the future that has all that stuff. That'd be really fun. I do like it, but it's still too early to tell if I want to fully commit to all this. I just got a Polaroid now, and now I'm looking for a neck strap. Any suggestions? Yes, in the video description of this one and all of them, I have recommended things I like. And my recommended neck strap is linked there. It won't break the bank. It's like 10 bucks. It's on Amazon. It's phenomenal. I have multiples of them. They work on instant photography as well as heavy DSLR type cameras. Just don't use the quick release because that does have a weight maximum. But if you take that part off, then you're good to go. Is there a link for the lower lens? You mean the Laowa lens, I know it. I did leave a link in that video for it, and that lens is so much fun. It's technically like a video lens, not really a photography lens, but it's super cool. And it's not the last time you're going to be seeing this. I have a video coming out soon, shooting with Mr. Negative's silver screen negative film. Just got the photos back, but this lens is phenomenal. It is a wide angle macro lens that has the ability to shift. It's not really a tilt shift, but it shifts up and down. For Sony, I think I've seen it for Canon, but this is for Nikon. It's a 15 millimeter. The focus on this is crazy. I can touch the glass and focus. It's crazy. It's a 1-to-1 macro lens. I didn't mention that in the original video, I forgot. But if you want to see it in action right now, be sure to check the previous video. The link is in the description. Now, back to your regular scheduled programming. Thanks again to Dave for sending this over. Go check out Knobtop's YouTube channel. He's got a lot of fun stuff cooking up, and he just released a really fun Instax mini clear camera hack that you can do your home for like 10 bucks. It's really cool. Consider checking it out. That's all I got for you in today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Now, get out there. Make some more.